All right, everyone. So today we are going to talk about Destiny Discover. So you can access Destiny Discover by going through Destiny Classic. So you can get to Destiny Classic by going to student or staff links and then clicking on your school and then logging in. For staff, you would log in with your first name dot last name, and your password is your um, employee ID number. Students will log in with their normal login, lunch number, and then birthday. All right, so once you are in Destiny, we are going to click on Catalog up at the top and then Destiny Discover. Okay, so most buildings have Destiny Discover or are using Destiny Discover at least this year. There may be a couple buildings that are not using this feature. So if you try to go to Destiny Discover and there's nothing here, you might just talk to your librarian and see where she's at or he's at on it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and search through some of the books here. I have books that are in. That means they are ready to be checked out. They are currently sitting in our library. Books, obviously, that say out are currently checked out to someone. So the way this is set up, we have some recently added books. These are brand new to the library. These are more popular titles, frequently checked out. We can browse by topic, and some librarians or teachers might even set up some collections. So collections would be books that you can add to a reading list, a favorite list. So here are some books along with some tags as far as what they correlate with. So this is a good way to share a book, a kind of like a custom book list with a student, which I have absolutely done. You can share this. You could copy this link. I've sent this link directly to a student in Canvas before, and I made a personal collection just for her. So that was really nice to be able to just put together a list for a student really quick. So here's that student's list that I made her. I asked her some books that she's into, that she's enjoyed reading, and then I searched for the books on Destiny Discover, and I just hit add to collection. So when you find a book on Destiny Discover, you can simply add it to the collection. Okay. So here's our collections button, and you can add it right to your collection. All right, let's see. You could also just, if you wanted just like one specific book, you could share it right from there. If you're doing multiple books, though, it's easier just to go ahead and add to the collection. You see that cite button too. This would be really good too for sixth graders that are working on that MLA format. They can grab from that spot right there. So that's one way for them to cite their sources if they're using books. All right, so from here, we have open, we have checkout, and we have favorite. So open would be to just open the book. This is like your seeing if it's a good fit book, just kind of perusing, seeing if you like the book. Once you have determined that you do like the book, then you are ready to check it out if you are ready to check it out. So I always tell kids to go ahead and do that book tasting, kind of decide if it's a book they want and can stick with. Okay, especially because this is a library book. This isn't even an ebook. So once the student gets it, in our building right now with COVID, she's going to pretty much stick with it. So that is a good way for them to be able to determine if it's something that they do in fact want to check out, because as soon as they hit that checkout button, it will ping the librarian and we will pull it for that student, and this year we will get it delivered to that student. It's kind of how things are working this year in sixth grade. So that's pretty simple. So I'm going to scroll down to the ebooks. Oh, I put them at top, I'm sorry. All right, so here's our ebooks. So I just clicked on see all. They can apply some filters. I always show kids to just go ahead and make sure that they have in checked, so then that way they're not having to look through books that are currently checked out as well. You'll see the unlimited. Unlimited also will have this blue earmark and the infinity symbol on it. So what that means is that that book has an unlimited amount of checkouts. We could have multiple kids reading those books at the same time. Okay, so it doesn't matter. They're never going to reach their checkout limit. So that's a really good option. We could also, of course, browse and sort by multiple different items here that you can see. So that's really handy. We also have audiobooks, so those are ebooks. Then we have a number of audiobooks as well. Okay, so all that works. When kids are fully signed in, they will have some more features, usually too, as well, such as rating their books. You'll see that there are usually learning links on Destiny Discover. Just depends on how the librarian has customized this page. My learning links are also down here at the bottom. They're up here at the top, so students can quickly get to other sites from here as well, especially if they're doing research. That can be handy. They will have menu button. In the menu, really the only things that they need to know are that they can get to their checkouts. So these would be books that would appear right here that they currently have checked out. This is super handy, so that they are aware of what books they have out, whether they are ebooks or whether they are physical library books. They will show up here, so they're always aware of what they have checked out. Books that they have on hold, so these are books that they are waiting on. Someone is currently got a book checked out, so these kids have the book on hold and they are waiting for it to become available. Kids can favorite their books. Okay, so they can just add a little heart button and then it will save it to their favorites. So that's kind of a handy feature. If the student would like to kind of start creating a reading list here, these would be books that they could read later if they already have a good reading list going of books that they're currently reading. That's pretty much it for the students as far as things that they really need to be aware of. They will be able to see any collections that are made public, or any of their own collections. They can view those too. Get back here. All right, sorry, let me try and go back here. Let's see, what else? And then, like I said, students can browse through the topics here. This will look different for elementary. This is a middle school setup, so elementary, you'll have different categories. But the students can browse there just the same. Obviously, if they know if they want to check out a specific book, they can, of course, type in keyword author title right up there at the top and check it out. Okay, so this book is in, so I can go ahead and place that book on hold. That will tell the librarian that I'm ready to have that checked out to me. This book is an audiobook, so I can go ahead and self-check that out to myself. So let's say I do that. Okay, so now that I have that checked out, I can either go ahead and play it from this screen, or let's say I wanted to do some more browsing. And I kind of browse around on this site some more, and then I decide I'm ready to read my book. That will show up in their current checkouts. So from there, they can go ahead and play their book. Okay, so I'm going to close that book, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for an ebook. And as long as technology is on my side today, I'm going to show you one more feature. All right, so I'm going to check this book out to myself. This is an ebook. All right, and then once again, let's say the students do some other browsing, this will still show up in their checkouts, even though it's an ebook. Ebooks, audiobooks, physical books, they will all show up in here. Students can return these. Your librarian will already have books set to return at a certain date. They'll automatically return for them, or the kids can come here and return them early, which we always encourage them to do as soon as they are finished. I'm going to go ahead and open up this book. Okay, so we have some options here. This gives me information about my book. Okay, I can return it right within this view. It tells me when it's due. I can change the layout of my book. We can turn on that dyslexic font if I'm a student with dyslexia. That can be helpful. And then we could change the page layout. Okay, we can also change the theme and the background, what that looks like. Okay, so those are some options. And then just like any other ebook, we can drop in our bookmark. Okay, so I can go ahead and add in my bookmark. We can add in some notes or highlighters. Okay, so they can do that too. We can search for certain things on here. So I see one of the characters in here, Ghost. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and search for that, and then it will pull that up within the whole book. Okay, so they can kind of search for keywords. We could play an audio, so this is an ebook, but we could turn on audio. All right, and here's what I really wanted to show you. I'm on my Mac right now, but this works the exact same on the iPads. And when you have students click on menu, they can go ahead and do offline access. Okay, so that's going to download the book. So once they have that, this should open in a new browser window for them on their on their iPads. And then that way they can come back and read their book even when they do not have Wi-Fi. Okay, so it didn't do it for me right there, but I have done that with students before and it works. Okay, it just opens up in a brand new tab for them, so they could just leave that open and then read it on the bus or whatever they want to do. So let me go back and open that again. All right, so that was offline access. Oh, that's what it is. I'm sorry. Offline content library. I lied to you guys. So they can come right here to the offline content library, and that's where they will go to open up that book when they do not have Wi-Fi. I would just go ahead and have them open it beforehand because I'm leery of them being able to do just that. If they try to do that when they're already offline, I don't foresee that working so well for them to be able to open up this window and to be able to get back to it. So basically, I would just go ahead and have it opened and ready to go if they know they need to access it when they don't have Wi-Fi. Okay, so then that way it's there for them. All right, so table of contents are in here. So that's kind of their menu options. They can close the book to get out. They can favorite books. And so that's how they will get back to those books that show up in their favorites over here at the heart. Okay, so they can take books off of here, so they can build their list and use it however they want to. If they want to favorite a whole bunch of books and make it like a reading list, and then as they read their books, they can unfavorite, it'll take it back out of there. So those are some tips and tricks of Destiny to Discover, just kind of a crash course. There are some other things. Some of this will depend on how your building has this site set up. So a lot of this will more than likely look different for you guys. This will vary from building to building. But if you guys have any questions, please make sure to shoot me an email or message me. I would be more than happy to work with you on this. Have a great day, everyone.